Do you remember your first party with your high school girlfriends? When you got there, you were excited, right? You danced, spent time with friends, great fun times, right? Then it's getting late. It's time to go back home. Make it your curfew. But you're having so much fun. You don't want to leave. You don't want the fun to end, right? By the end of today's episode, you will be able to understand what attachments are and understand how to release them. And why would you want to learn that? In this first episode, we're talking about mindfulness of letting go. Stay with me. We're just getting started. Why is letting go important in our lives? Let me explain it with this little story. My boys are very creative. Ethan, he loves to build the things he imagines. As you can see, my dining room table can be found with his current creative endeavor, and past ones too. This week, he's making an elevator. And I love how creative and ingenious he can be. The problem is, what happens with all his creations once it's all done? He's very proud of what he makes. He doesn't want his creations to end up in the trash. But he won't play or do anything with them either after he's done. They'll just sit there, and if no one asks him to find a place for it, his bedroom is already full. That is an example of attachment. Mindfulness can help you see how you clinging to people, places, and things shapes your experiences and emotions. For us single parents, recognizing these attachments is particularly important. We balance work, parenting, and personal life. That's no small feat. And understanding where your emotional energy goes can make a big difference. When my boys were little and things were changing around them, we found that having a routine helped ease their transitions in life. So I made sure that we had a breakfast schedule, so they knew exactly what they would eat each morning. Elam especially likes to know what to expect on a daily basis, especially in regards to food. He knows that Monday is fruit, Tuesday is oatmeal, Wednesday is eggs, and so on. Elam is very attached to his routine. He likes it because it is predictable. There is nothing new. He knows what to expect, and most of all, it is comfortable. It is like when you have that cozy blanket that you lay under, and it gives you that warmth and cozy feel. I mean, who doesn't like that feeling, right? Last year, I went into the boys' room and saw their bookcase was a disaster. Overflowing with toys and Ethan's papers and boxes of past projects. It was time to do a spring cleanup. I should go in and do that again. It's spring, right? It's about that time of the year. Do you also do spring cleaning? Anyway, as we start going through their toys and crafts, I start noticing a pile of old toys. Some of them from when they were like 3 or 4 years old. They hadn't played with those in years. So I said, "Oh, good, you're making a donation pile." Elam came closer fast and said, "No, those are for the memory box pile." There were only 2 piles on the floor. Keep and memory box. There was no donation or throwaway. He wanted to keep every toy, even the broken ones, because in his eyes, they had sentimental value. Your attachments aren't just about the things you own or the relationships you cherish. They also include your ideas, routines, and self-expectations. When you stop for a second and become aware of these attachments, you can start to manage them better. Let's be clear. This doesn't mean you're giving up on what you value or love. Rather, it's about seeing things as they are, without the added layer of emotional intensity that can sometimes cloud our judgment. There is a saying, when a door closes, a window opens, or something like that, right? What that means is that when you let go of something that is not working for you, there is a new path that comes to your view. That path can lead you to better opportunities, better relationships, and a more balanced, fulfilled life. But how do we get there? How can I have a fulfilled life? When we understand what attachment means and how it manifests in our lives, we can recognize them, which is the first step in learning to let go. When there is no attachments tying you down, you are free from unnecessary stress and you're open to new possibilities. During our journey today, I want you to walk away with insights and strategies to enhance your everyday life. Remember, the goal is not only to cope, but thrive, embracing challenges with grace and resilience. Let's talk about the different kinds of attachments we have in our lives. Emotionally speaking, we're tied to our parents, our kids, significant others, friends, but also what we love doing. Yes, our passions and even our dreams are attachments. Psychologically speaking, attachments manifest in our expectations and how we view our personal success and happiness. Can you see how recognizing these attachments is so important? When you recognize, you're able to control your reactions and decisions. We're all humans, so we naturally form attachments. In many ways, attachments help us navigate the world and, socially speaking, find our place in society. Remember when you were in high school? You had a group of friends that you hung out with. As we grew older, we keep friends from that time, or we have found new ones on activities we enjoy doing, or later on, people we've met in different circumstances like work or your kids' school parents. Let's talk about this for a minute. Where did this come from? Why are we always seeking our tribe? From an evolutionary standpoint, having your bond with other humans was super important for survival. We needed to hunt and stay alive. When we were face to face with a saber-toothed tiger and had to get away, one lonely human was food. But when the whole group was around, they were safer. By cooperating with each other, the early humans made it out alive. Nowadays, we see attachments in everything, from clinging to family roles to staying in unfulfilling jobs because they feel secure. Let's make it easy to understand. There are several key types of attachments that we have in our lives. Your possessions, your home, your car, your belongings, all of these are material attachments. For example, you are balancing the desire for a comfortable life with the practicality of what you can truly afford and maintain. That is an example of managing the attachment to material things. The bonds we form with people, like our children, colleagues, friends, and family members, those are relational attachments. These attachments are often the source of great joy. And they can also lead to stress when the dynamics become too demanding or complicated. Our beliefs and values are ideological attachments. This manifests in our life choices and interactions. When we choose how to raise our children or the career paths that you pursue, that is when your ideological attachments are in play. Can you see how each type of attachments can and has its implications on our well-being? For example, strong material attachments can lead to financial stress if not managed wisely. On the other hand, deep relational attachments can offer emotional support, but might also cause heartache if those relationships become strained or change. When you understand the different types of attachments and recognize them in your own life, you can begin to manage them more mindfully. Being aware allows you to hold on to the supportive and nurturing aspects of these attachments, while learning to let go of the stress and anxiety they may also bring. When I first got divorced, I was holding on to that relational attachment. It was hard to let go of my feelings, and my responses were charged with emotion whenever facing a situation that involved my ex and a co-parenting decision. To mitigate the stress caused by this attachment, I incorporated mindfulness strategies like focused breathing, daily meditation, and regular reflection. They were all beneficial and helped me stay in a better place emotionally. These practices help us respond to changes with calmness and clarity, reducing the intensity of our reactions. Is there such a thing as unhealthy attachments? Unfortunately, there is. Let me give you an example. I was watching this episode on a TV show where, the usual. Girl meets wonderful guy. He seemed the perfect guy. However, during the first episodes, you find out how the guy had learned all there was to know about her by following her and friending her on social media and other things. His behavior had him constantly worrying about her, bordering on compulsive. Okay, I admit it, this is an extreme example, but you see how that is an unhealthy attachment? Anything that totally dominates your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors is unhealthy. If an attachment leads you to persistent worry, distress, or limits your ability to enjoy life and fulfill your responsibilities, it may be unhealthy. To better manage these attachments, practice self-awareness techniques like journaling your thoughts and feelings, discussing your concerns with a trusted friend or counselor, and setting clear, manageable goals for gradually reducing dependency on these attachments. This way leads to a healthier balance between your needs and the influence of your attachments. Now that we understand attachments and how they work inside us and influence our behavior, how do we learn to let them go? Mindfulness meditation is a powerful method for promoting detachment and letting go of deep-seated attachments. By focusing on the present moment and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment, you can begin to loosen the grip of persistent attachments. Set aside time for quiet reflection daily. Practice mindful breathing throughout the day. And when you find yourself having thoughts about past or future concerns, release them. Bring importance to acceptance and being in the present. This allows you to experience life as it unfolds, helping to let go of attachments that may lead to stress and unhappiness. So far, we've explored the many sides of attachments and their impact in our lives. We've learned the importance of understanding and managing these bonds. Recognizing and adjusting these attachments can help us improve our overall well-being and live a more balanced life, especially for single parents striving to juggle multiple responsibilities. I encourage you to apply the mindfulness techniques we've covered, like meditation and daily reflective practices, to your daily routines. These tools are not only about letting go, but also about embracing life with a renewed sense of clarity and peace. I know your time is valuable, and I know there are many choices. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for deciding to spend your time with me. I will continue sharing wonderful mindfulness techniques with you so we can all live more fulfilled and mindful lives together. We have reached the end of this episode. However, I would like you to remember that the practice of mindfulness is a continuous journey. Looking ahead to Thursday, we'll shift our focus to practicing detachment, living with lightness, where we'll explore how embracing detachments can further enhance your sense of peace and balance. Would you like to embrace mindfulness and learn to bring all these benefits into your life? Subscribe to this podcast. Or for even more mindfulness tips to get abundance in your life in a sustainable manner, you will find my blog and my transformative mindset masterclass on my website, www.getpositivelyiinspired.com. Here is one tool for your reflective practice, the Positively Inspires Mindfulness Journal. It is available for purchase on Amazon. You'll find the link in the show notes. Make sure you take a look at the show notes. I have the link for my blog there too. And have you heard? I'm connecting with you live. Come and spend some time with me. Join me while we talk about some more sustainable living in the moment. I am doing TikTok and Instagram in the afternoons. See you on Thursday. Live on purpose and remember, you are positively inspired.